Step into the spotlight, feel the beat. Joshua Moroles Podcast. It's a rap treat. We're bringing you the rhymes. We're bringing you the flow.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the sesh. Today I got a very special guest. Monserrat, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
This has been coming for a while, too. We've been working together for a while, and I don't think people really know what is going on. So kind of lay the foundation and how we started this venture together.
Well, I feel that I actually don't even know how.
Well, okay, let's start from the past. When did you start this? Because we've been working together for a while.
Since December.
And how long have you had the nonprofit before this?
8 years.
So 8 years.
8 years.
Wow. I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it escaped me.
It was in and off, and like in between because of COVID, kind of stopped a little bit.
Yeah.
But since it started, it's 8 years.
Okay. So explain what the nonprofit is.
Well, we started with providing kids like personal hygiene products, but only bags with the basic shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and actually had wipes, pads for the girls, Q-tips. It had like a bunch of stuff, and that's how we started. But now we extended to
everybody, everybody and everything.
Everything, pretty much. Yes, clothes, shoes, furniture, household items. Even like getting employment, like finding jobs for people that need it. Like we're like everything.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because none of that really affected me or me wanting to like see what's going on, because it's kind of like the whole thing is like if you don't see it, then it doesn't exist, right?
Exist,
and I kind of like always had that mentality, right? Until you came along and I was like, all right, well, this is really something's going on out here in the Rio Grande Valley. And then I had the judge sit across from me saying that 40% of the Rio Grande Valley is in poverty. And then I was like, well, out of sight, out of mind, I never see it, right? So I was like, I started going with you to these things, and I started seeing like the effect that you have on all these people and everything else. So I was like, wow, this is very admirable of what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I always ask people like, well, this is why the podcast exists, is like, I want to find out why people do the things they do. Like, why a nonprofit? Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to go into the community that, sometimes people say they're selfish. Sometimes everybody's a little bit selfish, right?
Yes.
But why go back into the community and give yourself and give everything that you have? Because I've seen you out there. Like, you give everything.
Everything.
Like why? I want to understand what's going through your head.
Honestly, it's everything that goes into my head is love. It's how we can love people without knowing them. Like it's literally unconditional love. It's just everything that we can do, not asking, not judging, not being like, maybe, I don't know, they're weird. No, it's just unconditional love completely. And how it started, we have a tradition at home. My daughters and myself, we always eat dinner together. And we try not to have any electronics so we can actually bond, talk about our day. Sometimes it's maybe 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 45 minutes to an hour. So it depends how, the activities on the day. But we always eat together. So that day, I remember it was 8 years ago. It was my little one. She was 8 at that time. She just turned 16. And she came, like, she was very, quiet, very sad. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Talk to me. How was your day? Yeah. And she was like, no, it was good. It was good. So I was like, so why the face? And she was like, it's because they're bullying one of the kids in my class. At that time, it was just elementary. So it's only one class. All the group stays together all the time. Yeah. And I said, well, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? Tell me a little more. And she was like, it's because he smells bad and his clothes is dirty all the time. And I'm like, oh, wow. So does he use the same clothes all the time? And she's like, yes. And that's why it smells. Like, it really smells. And I was like, oh, okay. But don't worry. Like, but are, they're doing anything to you? And I was like, no. Okay, perfect. So we just kind of changed the subject. But the following day in the morning, I called the school. And I asked the principal, like, what can we do? Can we help? Can we do something? But because of the laws, like, they can't tell me, information on the family or anything. I was like, that's fine. Just tell me, ask the family what is it that they need. For some reason, they just couldn't do it, or I don't know, they didn't have time. but we still went to buy the personal hygiene products. We also got some laundry soap and everything. And we just took it to school, and I said, this goes to this kid. Like, please make sure they give it to them. We left a little note. Each one of my daughters wrote a little note, like the encouraging notes.
Right.
I don't remember the specific words, but they were encouraging words. And maybe a couple days later, we received a call from the mom of the kid. And it's like, you have no idea what this means to us. She was crying. And at that moment, I realized, like, wow, like, we made an impact on one family. What if we do this more often?
Yeah.
Like, what can we do? Because what I see is that we don't just impact one family, we impact the whole community around that family. Because if they become a better person, of course, their family around them, their friends around them, like coworkers, everything notices and they see the change. So it's not about just changing one person, it's about changing our community. Yeah. And that's what we started. That's how we started.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because I've seen it firsthand. It's like that one person that you affect, and then it starts to go out to the community. It's something very special. Like I've never really experienced that. Like I've done humanitarian work before, and I think people are like, when I went over there, they're like, well, why don't you help out your people here? And I was like, I'm helping anybody. Like, yes. Does it matter? And I was kind of like always like, why are people always thinking that way? It's like, as long as you're helping, like you're pushing the narrative, like you're helping. Like, isn't that enough? And
honestly, it's not enough.
Yeah, it's really not.
I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years, right? And people get after me like, it's because why? Like, why can't you just do this or do more? And I was like, you guys have no idea what I do.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't even have time to eat sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's another interesting thing is that because when I'm talking to you or texting with you, you're usually somewhere across the Rio Grande Valley delivering something, even like at 2 or 3 in the morning, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Kind of touch on that because I don't think people really understand that the help never stops.
It never stops. There's always something going on. I drop off my daughter in school in the morning, and then that's it. I don't see them until the night.
Yeah.
But it's like either picking up donations or dropping off donations or delivering meals, because we also prepare meals for the homeless. So it's the preparation time, fixing it together on the disposable plates and then dropping it off. We don't just go one location. Right. So that takes pretty much half of the day. I go look for them on each street. We started here in North McAllen, where the McAllen Public Library is. There's a group of people there. They're homeless. And then we go to South McAllen, downtown. But it's going to each street behind the trash cans, behind the stores, because they kind of like, they hide in between. And that takes a long time. And then people get after me because most of the time I'm on myself. So I park, like really quick and then like run to the person. And then it's not just run and drop it by, It's like, how can we help you?
You're interacting with them.
Yes, yes. How are you doing? Like, do you need anything else? I take the meal and a drink. Sometimes it's water. Sometimes it's just, energy, not energy, I'm sorry, Gatorade and things like that.
Yeah.
But they're like, okay, so how's, can we help you? Do you need clothes? Do you need shoes? A blanket? And some actually they're like, no, I'm good, I'm perfect. And I'm like, wow, like that to me is like, wow, you're in the street and you're like, so, you're like, no, I don't need anything, thank you. I was like, okay, thank you.
Wow.
And some of them, they're like, yes, I do need shoes, I need clothes. So I always have something to write with because I'm for the sizes and things like that. But in reference to them, I always say, okay, I write this name, but it's in this corner and this corner. That way I know where to go back.
Right.
Yeah. I usually don't go back the same day because it's a lot, but the following day, yes. And then I take bags with clothes or shoes or whatever they ask for.
So what is like the number one thing that from everybody that you chat with, everybody you talk with, the people you give food to, like what is the number one thing that they're struggling with?
Like
just in general.
Okay.
What would you say? Food,
clothes, and shoes for the homeless. For the families in need, pretty much everything. They need food, they need clothes, shoes, they need furniture. Most of the times they get help with getting an apartment or a little trailer, but they're like, if you go in, it's completely empty. They're sleeping on the floor. They don't have anything to cook. I actually I don't know if I sent you a picture yesterday. This family that we're helping, the last one, they're cooking on a little thing. I don't even know what to call, but they connected on the electricity, and it's just one thing. And they said that whenever they make beans, sometimes it takes a little while. It turns off because it heats too much, so they have to wait and then turn it on again and turn it back on. And it's only one for the whole family.
Wow.
So we took them a stove. Saturday we took them a stove, and they couldn't believe it. Oh my God, we're gonna have a meal, an actual meal. They were just super, super happy. I was like, oh.
So when that happens, right? Like I said, out of sight, out of mind, right? That's usually how it works, right? With everybody. What are they saying? What are they saying to you about it? Are they excited, or is it? And another thing too is it's not just one family, right? Yeah. So talk about who and how many people there actually are.
Well, the way they react, I just don't even have words. They just start crying. They're very grateful. They're like, I can't believe it. You're all this is free, because we take sofas, beds, dining tables, clothes, shoes, food. I mean, everything that we, stuff for the kitchen, plates, cups, everything. We pretty much furnish the whole thing,
Yeah.
And they're without words. They just can't stop crying, and then I cry too. I can't stop. And I was like, no, yes, because it's very, very I don't even know. And then they hug me, and they're very grateful. The kids, as soon as they see me, they come running, they hug me. There's families that we've helped, in the past, and there's some events that we've seen them, but just random, and they come running and they hug me, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God,
yeah. They
get all excited. I get excited, and it's just the fact that they are very grateful, for random people to go and help them, because we don't know them.
Right.
We just go and, hey, what do you need? Here.
Yeah.
We don't ask questions. Why are you here? Why are you like this? Or what's going on in your life? We don't ask any of those questions, so they feel safe.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really want to impact people in that way, to feel safe with us, to come and feel free to ask for things. That's one of the things that I've noticed the past several years. People are afraid to ask for help. They're not just afraid, but I feel like they have several experiences before in the past where they were rejected, or they asked too many requirements in order for them to be helped. So they're scared. They're no, I can't.
Right.
And with us, they don't do that. They don't feel like that. They're are you sure it's free? And I say, yes. Do you have any requirements? No. And then they start oh wow, yes. And once we help them, they always say, I want to help back. I want to do something. Let me know, volunteering, anything, moving stuff or taking stuff, because there's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm very tiny.
Yeah. Let's talk about the family that you were helping from Brownsville, right? And you got them an apartment in Alamo.
Yes.
Let's talk about that experience, because they came from where?
I completely forgot. It's not Honduras. Venezuela. Venezuela, yes.
So talk about that journey and how they got here and what they're doing here now.
Well, the story, it's pretty impactful. I really felt wow, it was, I always say God, right? They said they had to go through the selva.
Explain what that is.
La selva, it's pretty much in the wild, they have to cross rivers, literally swing through rivers. And the lady said it's 3 kids. I think it's 7, 10, and 13 years, the kids, and then the mom and the dad. And the lady she was almost lost her life on one of the rivers because of the stream. It was too strong for her, and she's very, very skinny, very tiny. And it was too strong for her, so the river was taking her, and they had to save her. One of the kids, he has a pretty bad medical conditions, and going through that affected him more. So people don't understand, like, oh, they're here because they want the American dream, right?
Right.
But most of them come to better their health. There's something going on, and there's not a lot of opportunities like medical, equipment or anything in their country. So they come over here to seek help, and that was one of the reasons, or the main reason, why they came here. They were without food for several days, no water, because whenever that happened, well, everything was just like, messed up and everything. So whenever they got here, it was pretty bad. Like, you could see like their skin, sunburn, like their demeanor was like really, really bad.
Yeah.
So that was just like, man, we have it all. Like, it's just
heartbreaking.
Yes. Yes. And they contacted us through social media, to Instagram. The lady sent a message, and she said, we're here at a shelter. They were actually here in McAllen, in downtown McAllen, one of the shelters, but they didn't have any more space, so they moved them to Brownsville. Mm-hmm. And they said, but here they don't have a lot of food and things, so there's like, we haven't eaten for 2 days.
Wow.
Once they said that, that's it, I'm done. Like, okay, I drop off everything that I was doing, and I took them food. I took food, I took clothes and shoes and a blanket, because they said they were sleeping on the floor. They didn't have anything to lay down on.
Yeah.
So that's how we met him. And then after that, every time I see him, it's just so much love. They actually went to help me sort some things at the storage. Like, it's just so, they're very, very grateful.
Yeah. And now how are they doing?
Oh, they're doing super awesome. And we were able to get the apartment. We furnished the apartment. Mom and dad got a job. So that was awesome, you know? Like, they're pretty much not struggling anymore. They're not sleeping on the floor. Kids go to school. We were able to enroll them in school. They were so excited,
Yeah, so when you do these things, like I go back to, like, why? Like, why do you do these things? Is it because of like the heartfelt stuff that you get back from it, or is it because, like, why I want to go deep into it? Like, why do you do it? And let me preface it. Okay. Why do you do it? Because I think we can talk about this. Your health is not that great, right?
No.
So why do you do it regardless? Because even when you walked up the podcast up to the studio, you were kind of out of breath, and you've been telling me about your health struggles. Regardless of that, you still go out every single day. You have struggles of your own. Sometimes you don't eat, right? So why do you do this for everyone else, and you're still in the same situation, like with your health and all that stuff?
Well, I've been improving a little. I never talk about like, oh, I'm, like super bad or things like that. No, but I feel that we were created for this. I believe in God. That's my main reason why I do what I do and why I'm here. I feel that I was created for this, and if God is giving me an opportunity to continue, His work here on earth, I'm going to do it with so much love the way He did it. Honestly, that's my only reason and my main reason. Just following Jesus' steps here on earth.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That's refreshing to hear, because in a world of full of negativity and a lot of bad stuff going on in the world, you're a beacon of hope. Because you get to put smiles on people's faces. You get to feed their bellies. You get to house them in. You get to create a community that really is like about love. Like it really is, because, I mean, when I went out the other day to the Alamo Dia de los Niños, right? Uh-huh. I saw their happy faces. Like, they're running around, and all the pictures that we got. It's like it's refreshing to see the community react to what you're doing in the community. Yeah, like it's special. Like, I think you have a very special thing, and I'm always grateful that you got me on board too.
Thank you.
So let's talk.
I really love it.
Oh, thank you. And let's talk about some of the other board members. Let's talk about those guys.
Oh my God, they're so awesome! I have such an amazing team. Yes, everything started with Conquista, the Uriel Landeros Conquista. We were at at the movie showing. If I'm not mistaken, it was also in Alamo. And we started talking about how, you know, everything that he does, everything that I did. And he was like, wow, you know, I have an idea. Someone that will be perfect for the team. And then he mentioned you.
Oh, me?
Yes. And I was like, oh, wow. Because I haven't met you back then. And I was like, wow, like, honestly, I want people that really, really have a good heart, because everything that we do, it's really unconditional love. Like, we're not going to ask questions. We're not going to be here, like, judging or anything. He's like, he's perfect. He's like, he's a love. He's like such hardworking, and his creativity. Like, he was talking amazing things about you.
Good to hear that.
Yes, and I was like, perfect. I actually met you there. Like, I said hi, but we didn't get to talk because of the event.
Yeah.
And then I said, I don't know, maybe like a couple, 2-3 days later, I said, we need 4 people, you know, for the board members. The minimum requirement in Texas is 4. So we need another one. And then he mentioned Genaro.
Yeah.
He was also talking, you know, like gorgeous things about Genaro, his heart, his work experience, everything. And I said, oh my God, like, thank you, Jesus, because this is what we need. You know, this is exactly what we need.
Yeah.
And then one day you say, can we meet? And then we all met, and that's it. That's how it started.
Well, I reluctantly came on.
I know.
Don't give me too much credit, because I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I gave you like a huge list of things like why I should not be part of this. And you're like, okay.
Then you know, that was super cool, because I never look at the bad things. Never. Like, actually, like, it never crosses my mind, well, what if they do something wrong? Or what if they do something to me? Never, ever.
Yeah.
So every time you were telling, I was like, that was just like I didn't even pay attention to that. I only pay attention to the good things and what other people talked about you.
Yeah.
You know, like you were a good person, good human. You're always helping people. So that's what I needed. You know.
Right, cool. Okay.
And I was like, wow, he's perfect.
So our team now, we help. You're the main person. You go out and you are the person that drives it all, and I sit behind the computer helping like in that aspect.
But something that I don't know if you see it, but like, it's amazing what you do, because without you, people don't see what we do on social media. This family wouldn't be able to, you know, contact us. It's just amazing, because some people think, oh, it's just very little what I do. But no, that little that you do, or like little, you know, because I really think it's a huge thing. And you're always out there with me on the events and helping and picking up and doing other stuff. It's a huge help. Yeah. And thanks to that, we're reaching more people, we're helping more people, and we're getting help, because we can't do anything without the community's help.
Yeah, I think at some point everybody should give back to the community, because it does really. I hate to say this, but it checks off that list of like satisfaction, because there is a satisfaction that you get from it. Helping people. So talk about that, because I think that's an important thing, because for all the volunteers that want to volunteer for our nonprofit, this is your opportunity. So let's pitch it.
No, really, it is. The way, once you see the faces of people that you help, that changes your whole world. It's complete. Like, I've met volunteers before. Before we talk about that, the main thing, it's fulfillment. Every human being looks for fulfillment in their life. Mm-hmm. And the only way that you actually feel that, it's by helping others. It's not just in a nonprofit or like maybe your family members or friends, anything. Once you start helping, everything in your life changes, because you start seeing their faces, that you actually help them. It's just, it's awesome. It's amazing. I don't even have words, but there's a couple of stories on volunteers. They were like, oh, I don't like this. I'm just doing it because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Just like, you told me that you need help, because most of the time it's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And I just like, oh, I can't do this. So please help me.
I feel like you kind of have to tell people sometimes, because they have to get out of their comfort zone, and you have to like, hey, I need your help. And then they fall in love with it.
Yes. So they went to one of the events. I remember one of them, I don't want to say names, but he's one of our volunteers now, like really the star volunteer. He went to the December event. We donated 100 meals. It was prepared meals. And we took clothes, shoes. We did everything at the Archer Park in McAllen. And I remember it was a little cold, and I think it was drizzling a little bit, so people were hiding. So we were at the park, but then we had to start looking for people to deliver the meals. And he was like, I don't like this. Why? Like, now that we're giving food and then we still have to look for them. He was just complaining and complaining. And I was like, oh, like, don't, like, just relax. Just, this is going to be very easy. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, you don't even have to talk with people. I'll do the talking.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But then I didn't have any help serving. So we were serving there and then preparing, the plates so we can put them on like the plastic bag so we can take them.
Uh-huh.
So he had to go without me with Uriel and one of my daughters. So it was them three. And so they took, like a bunch of plates on one of the cars and they started driving. So the first time that he went, because they did several trips, he came back and he was like, I hate you. I was like, what do you mean I'm in here? What are you talking about? He's like, I hate you. There were a lot of kids and they said that they haven't, they didn't have food for like a couple days. And they were like grabbing and they're like so hungry and I hate you. And I was like, okay, don't worry. Like, you don't have to go back because they had to go back. But then we started like preparing the meals. Everything was so fast, right? So he had to go back again.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he was like, I hate you more. I hate you more. And I was like, why? Dijo, I really love this. And he, like, at the end of the event, like, we did the 100 meals. We gave, they donated us a box of teddy bears. So we gave those to little kids. We gave desserts because the people that donated the meals, they had it was kind of like a quinceañera meal package.
Okay.
And so it had the little desserts, cheesecakes, cakes, brownies. They had a lot of stuff. And then the meal was like an actual quinceañera meal, like, the chicken with the gravy and then the vegetables and it was a spaghetti, breaded spaghetti. Like, it was a really good meal. And none of us ate. So they were like devouring, like they were eating like crazy, and it was so awesome.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, he started crying and he was like, he hugged me and he was like, this is the best experience. It was December 23rd. So it was right before Christmas.
Wow.
It changed his life completely. Now he's like, anytime that you need help, call me. Like any event, anything that's going on. And he's our number one volunteer.
Yeah.
And that happened even, can I say?
Of course, yes.
But even to Conquista. Conquista was like the same way. I was like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
And so many things. And when he did like that day, he also was like, man, I hate you. Like this, now I see people differently. It changed my life completely.
It's one of those things, like out of sight, out of mind. Like you literally have to push people to see it because I guarantee you go around McAllen, you're not going to see any of that unless you go into the crevices or you go really far out, and then that's when you actually start seeing those things. And it's eye opening because you really do have to push people to be able to see these things because you are making an impact. Like it's very powerful, and I don't think people really understand what is going on in the Rio Grande Valley because you have a very unique perspective of seeing it like firsthand on the ground. Like it's a whole different experience when we talk about it. Yes. And then even like when I chat with my mom, she's like, "Well, are there poor people here?" I was like. Out of sight, out of mind. Yes. It really is out of sight, out of mind. Because if you don't see it every day, it's not part of your daily thing. It's like you don't think about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things that is great about the nonprofit is spreading this awareness that we need a lot of help.
Yes.
So kind of touch on that because the help part is. We're only a team of very small people, right? And
only 4.
Yeah, 4. And then the volunteers and stuff like that. So talk about the in Alamo we have the not the shelter but the where you have about the storage unit. Yes. So kind of talk about that, how people can take advantage of that.
Well, I am very grateful for Mr. Roy Landa.
Landa, yeah.
Yes, he is pretty much donating the storage for us, the space. And thank goodness, because we really needed the space. We are getting a lot of donations every single day. We are the landmark there in Alamo. But the storage is not open to the public. We put everything there, but now we're starting to take families because
By appointment
only, yes. So they can actually select the clothes, seeing their faces, because we have the clothes kind of like if it's a clothing store. On the racks, we hang everything. We have it separate, so they can go and have a shopping experience without paying anything. Of course, everything is free. But the way they, like whenever you see their faces or the kids, selecting the clothes. Oh, look, and this fits, and like, let me see in the dress, little girls. Oh my God, that was in one of the events, and also it was in San Juan, where we shared the picture of the little girl with the dress, and she would go around and the dress. Oh my God,
those are
that was
special
amazing.
moments. Yeah.
Yes. So now with that storage, we're able to help more, I guess, private. They have their own time to select whatever they need, and we only have, we not only have clothes and shoes, but we have everything else there. The furniture, when we have some, the household items, everything is there. So they go and they grab whatever they need.
Wow.
Like there's no limit, or like, oh, only one little bag. No. Whenever they go there, there's no limit. Wow. We don't have limits. Events.
To the community, if you want to reach out, if you know somebody that can take advantage of this, reach out to Monserrat, and she can make it happen for you.
Yes, and we really need help. I mean, we get donations,
and more
donations every day. Yes, yeah. We get donations every day. But if you have anything, you do the garage cleaning or the closet cleaning, and you don't know where to take it, call us. We will gladly go and pick it up. It doesn't matter the address, the city. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go get it.
Yeah, somebody will use it.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes they say, it's because it has like a little hole, like on the shirt or the blanket or whatever. It's like, we still use it. People, homeless, they use the clothes for about 2-3 weeks at the most, and then they throw it away because, of course, they don't have anywhere to shower or wash or anything. So they need clothes all the time, or shoes, socks. That's very, very important. That's something that we've been asked for a lot, but we don't get a lot of socks.
Okay.
It doesn't even have to be in pairs, like, cause whatever they use it, because they use it only a couple of weeks, they throw it away, and then they need more.
Okay, and let's talk about the local businesses, how local businesses can help. Because I think at one point we were gonna have a barbecue, and they donated a bunch of meat like that. So talk about that as well.
That was super awesome. That is a business from Zapata. They call us from Zapata, all the way over there, and they donated. It was a humongous ice chest. Like,
nothing goes to waste, right?
No.
And it's not like we're eating burgers and all that stuff.
No. It was. It included ground beef, chicken. I think I don't know what type of meat. Like, it would include a lot of stuff, and it was awesome because from there we were able to prepare a lot of meals for the homeless, and also we did some food baskets for families that already have their home, but they're in need of, and we gave them part of that, but most of that was used for the homeless, and it was like super delicious. We were rice, beans, and then
and it's all healthy stuff, right?
Yes, and that's one of the things that we always focus on. It's not just to give them junk or like good meals, healthy meals, because we're still looking out for health issues, preventing diabetes, or now we're supposed to be like the fattest area in the U.S. I was like,
number
what?
one city in the nation, interestingly enough.
That is so crazy.
And the poorest too. It's the poverty level is crazy. So I feel like the poverty level also has a lot to do with that, because simply people just maybe don't know how to eat, or they don't have access to it. And I think that's one of the most startling things that I found is like, why is there so much food insecurity here in the Valley? And it's because they simply cannot get to the food.
No, that's one of the reasons we're actually working on that project. All of us, we're trying to see how maybe 97% of the people that we help, they don't have vehicles, or they cannot drive because they're very elderly, or they have any type of disability. So most of them, they can go to the food bank and get food baskets, because of course they have so many, food that they can donate, but the requirement is for you to go to their location and get it. So most of the families that we help, they can't do that. And that's what we're trying to.
Yeah, we're working towards getting some vehicles to be able to get the food and drop them off at the locations. And I think that's one of the most aggressive things, because our goals align with Hidalgo counties is trying to lower the poverty rates and also help educate and inform the Rio Grande Valley that, this really is happening here. Like, because it's out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't mean it's not happening. So we figured out that they simply do not have access. They can't get the food. So our goal is to be able to get some vehicles to be able to take it out to them and distribute it to them weekly, right?
Yes. Well, actually, weekly on each colonia, because there are different colonias everywhere that they really need help. So we're
How many colonias would you say that are in need? Like off the top of your head?
I don't know. Here in the valley, maybe like 60 to 70% of the colonias. It's pretty bad. Wow. Yeah, it's really bad.
How many locations is that, would you say?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
That's how many there are?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And it's on each city. It's not like, it's only in Alamo or only... No. Every city has their colonias that need help, like really, really need help.
Wow.
I mean, the streets are not even paved yet. They don't even have electricity. Some of the colonias, they don't have a water supply like we do, like the regular drainage. They don't. Wow. It's pretty bad. Yeah. And it's here in the valley, and it's here in the U.S. People say, it's here in the U.S. They have it like super good in the U.S., but they don't see what we see, right. And it's pretty.
Well, they don't see what you see. What you see, that's what you see, because most people they don't see that any of that stuff. Yes. So
Saturday we went to deliver some furniture to a colonia, and I had a volunteer because it was heavy stuff, and he was like, "Wait, are you sure we can be here? Are they gonna they're come? I don't know." He was scared. He was scared. Like, they're gonna come rob us, or like, I said, no, calm down. Like, it's okay. Like, I go everywhere by myself. It doesn't matter the time at night. Like,
so let's talk about that, because I think a lot of people, they have like a misconception of what is really going on. Like, if you go out there, they're like gonna rob you and stuff like that. It's like kind of touch on that, because I think they don't really understand that these people need help.
Yes.
Like, they're not going to go and do something. They literally need their help.
Yes. Like this family that we went to help, it was in, it's supposed to be in Edinburgh, but honestly, I feel like it's like way, I don't even know if it's part of Edinburgh yet.
Yeah.
But it's super, super far away. Well, they don't have electricity on the street. So whenever you go, it's getting dark. It is dark over there. Like, it gets super dark. There's no police cross. I mean, the sheriff, they're very limited to the areas where they go. So that it is. Well, if you think about it, it's crazy. I don't think about it, so I don't care.
You're doing God's work. That's why, girl. You're protected.
Yes, I am. I said, I'm not going to do anything. And honestly, I never fear for anything like that. I don't think about it. I just do it. I just go. It doesn't matter. Like, because I told you, sometimes 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It's in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. And I'm not scared, because I feel that whenever you go and do good, I mean, people are not gonna pay you back in a way where, like, do something bad to you. Right. So I don't know. I don't think about it. But he was very scared. I was like, no, I'm scared. I said, it's okay, relax. We're just gonna do this, and then we're done. I'll take you home. And he's like, okay. He was just very scared. But then when we got to the family, the family called us because they had donations for us. They, like, once we drop off the furniture, there was another family on this close by, same colonia, and they saw us on one of the interviews that we did, and they called us. We have clothes to donate. Like, we really want to help. I said, perfect. So it's on the way, so we can go, right after. We went to the house. My friend was already like, let's go. So he was just like grabbing all the bags. Yeah. But when we got there, he was like, wait, are we dropping off donations or are we picking up donations? I said, no, we're picking up donations. Are you sure? I said, yes. Because the house, it was like water leaking. It was a little trailer, but it was
bad,
in very bad condition. So that's why he was asking, like, are you sure we're picking up donations? Say, yes, relax. And then we saw it was a bunch of bags. I think it was like 6 to 8, the big trash bags of clothes. and the lady was very, very kind. Like, she was full of love, and she was like, we don't have a lot, but we want to help out. We saw what you're doing and we want to help out, and I was like, wow, like, this is amazing. Like, look how your houses, and then 3 kids came outside. They were very, very how do you educados. They were like just saying hi, like, good afternoon. They were shaking hands, well mannered, yes. And it was so awesome. So once we were done, I said, we were gonna leave, and I said, wait a minute, no, how can we help you? Because I was kind of like in a hurry because he wanted to leave, and it was just like, but I said, no, wait, just relax. And then I talked to the lady and said, how can we help you? I know you're helping us, but how can we help you? And he's like, honestly, no. I mean, if you ever have, extra food, but we're struggling, but we're okay. Yeah. And I said, okay, so, but I could see something on her eyes, right? And I said, can you please tell me, how can I help you? And she was like, they just gave my husband 3 months to live. Wow. He needs a liver transplant, and we don't have insurance.
This just happened recently too.
Saturday, yeah, wow. 2 days ago. And then I said, okay, like my blood dropped to the floor when she said 3 months to live. I was just like, okay, it's a husband, it's the head of the household. Right. And they said that he hasn't been able to work. She hasn't been able to work because she's taking care of him, and they have 3 kids. So that to me was like, okay, this is an emergency. Like, we need to take care of this family first. And she was telling me, like, the problem is that they don't have Social Security, so they can't apply for insurance here. And they said they could get a transplant in Houston, but of course they don't have money for that. So we're trying to figure out a way to help them out. They're really, really good family. They're very kind. They're very hardworking. They're not like, we're like, we just need help from the government, right. We're not going to do anything. No, they're really trying. The kids are really trying as well. They're very good family. So that, once he heard that, he was like, everything changed. It's just like, don't worry about me. I'm okay. Let's help this family. Right. So I got all the information. We got in the car. We start driving, and he was super quiet, like super quiet. Once he was able to talk, it's just like, I can't believe it. Like, I'm so selfish. I really want to help. Thank you so much for this. So like, everything is like, it's not an experience just for the people that we're helping, but right. for us as well. It changes us as a human beings. I feel like I become a lot better person.
Better human being, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So how can we help that family? How can we help the father?
Well, I mean, if we can find a doctor that can, because they need a specialist, a liver specialist, to start, I guess, a treatment for him. I don't know how it works, the liver transplant. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's a waiting list, or I don't know how that works, but at least to have a better quality of life while he waits to see, if we can get a transplant for him.
I got you. Okay. So that can happen here in the Rio Grande Valley, right?
Yes. The transplant, no. They said it has to be in Houston, but the specialist, it can be here in the valley.
Okay.
Yeah, so it will be awesome if anyone that is listening to this will come up and say, I can help.
Yes, and that just shows you that everybody needs help. Everybody's struggling a little, and everybody can do it a little bits, mm-hmm. and we're doing our parts to be able to try to get the word out and stuff like that. So if anybody can help, please, we need your help.
Please, yes. Okay, the number is 956-707-5300. That's the number that they can call us, and it's 24/7 pretty much.
Yeah, it is probably going to be you that answers, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about a few events that are coming up, because I don't think people really understand that it's not only that you give out food. It's not only that you're helping people in the community. It's not only that you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. We're also creating classes every month.
Yes, that is super awesome. I actually love it. We had our monthly class last Saturday as well in the morning, and people loved it. Like it was a mental health class. Mm-hmm. Every month is different. We have it every first Saturday of the month, and it's from 10 to 11 in the morning. So there's nowhere like, oh, I need to schedule. When is it going to be next time? It's always the first month of the month.
And it's always now it's at the Landmark.
Yes,
in
now
Alamo.
yes, now it's going to be at the Landmark, and it's the address there is 103 North Tower Road in Alamo, Texas. And we are doing it's completely free for the community, and it's for adults and kids. It's for everyone. We're trying to make it
Inclusive.
Yes, to where it's for everyone, completely free. They don't have to worry about anything. We provide little drinks or sometimes, little snacks, but to make it better for them.
Yeah.
And we try to touch subjects where like it's gonna help the whole family, or like financial, health topics, mental health. Now we're gonna do financial class on June, and we're gonna do. There's a person who's going to come teach us how to do the balloon centerpieces, so they can sell it and make extra money.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're trying to touch every single subject that we can, but that it's not just going to help one person, but the whole family.
To give them a little bit of skills to go back out into the community and make some work and give back.
Yes.
And then create their own income, stuff like that.
Yes, that's what we want. So, we can bring people up.
Yeah, because it's not only about just giving and giving. You got to teach them the skills.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
without the skills, then you're just going to be helping them all the time.
It's going to be a never-ending thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's never-ending. I think that's one of the things that we were really self-conscious about, is like figuring out how to give people the skills, and then they go off on their own and then help more people.
Yes.
Also, what else do we have? The family picnic coming up on the 29th. Yes. Talk about that.
I'm so excited. It's on June 29th. It's going to be from 10 in the morning to 1 p.m. And it's also going to be there at the Landmark in Alamo. And it's going to be a free event for the whole family. We're going to have free pancakes and coffee. We're going to have little juices for the kids. We're going to have a lot of activities for the whole family. And we're also going to have vendors that are going to talk about all their non-profits that we don't see often as well. Like there's one of them I love from Dr. I forgot her name. The one that did the class last month.
Rigel Sloss.
Sí.
Yeah.
They help the blind, and they do a lot of activities for them, like painting, things like that. And I have a neighbor. He's blind, and he never goes out and he never does anything because he doesn't know what to do.
Right.
Well, that is so awesome, because now he has information to somewhere an activity, where he can enjoy it with other people, socialize, because most of them, they're very, very
to themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have organizations like that where they're gonna provide information for our community, and have other options where we can help more.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited, because
That's
we're
awesome.
gonna have games, and I love games.
That's awesome. And then Watermelon Fest. Watermelon Fest is coming up too, right?
Yes, that one is actually this coming Saturday, May the 11th, and that's gonna be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. in Alamo. And that's completely free. They're gonna give a lot of watermelons for the family, like full, watermelons. They're gonna have also a lot of activities. Bobby Pulido is gonna be there.
Can people bring donations too?
Yes, of
Awesome.
course. I mean, we're gonna be there just passing out flyers and information about us. We're not gonna have an actual table, but if they have the donations there, we'll just take it from there and put them in the car. But that's the only thing that we're gonna be able to do there on that event, because it's a big event. There's so many people.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they're letting us,
spread the word.
Yes,
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
That's awesome.
Yes,
And then
because that's one of the communities that we're being helping a lot in Alamo.
Yeah, in Alamo. Shout out to Roy Landa.
Yes!
He's always been a great
Rolanda,
community member.
And Miss Savannah Lerma también from the Alamo Chamber of Commerce. She's so amazing. She's always helping us. They actually donated a bicycle for one of the families.
Oh, nice, yeah.
That was their transportation to work.
Wow.
So that was awesome.
That's awesome. So before we finish off the podcast, what are the list of needs that we need for the nonprofit?
Oh, we need everything.
What are the main things that we need right now?
We need clothes, we need shoes, we need food, a lot of food, non-perishable food. We need water, we need furniture, household items, blankets, we need caps, umbrellas, because of the homeless, they need them, so they can protect themselves from the sun. socks, a lot of socks. We need also toys. We help kids, the little kids, they don't know what's going on in their family, what's going on in their situation, but seeing a toy, man, it just brings joy to their life. We need bicycles. They use bicycles to to go to work. We pretty much need
and volunteers. How can people volunteer?
Yes, please. We need a lot of volunteers. They can call us. The number is 956-707-5300. They can look for us on all our social media. We're everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok now, and we're Fundacion Amor Infinito. That's how we are everywhere. Or they can also
on the website.
Yes, go to the website. It's fundacionamorinfinito.org. And we're everywhere. Like, we'll answer messages. We're so happy if they can help us out. We need a lot of volunteers for the Watermelon Festival.
Yeah, to hand out the flyers.
Yes.
Okay. Before I finish off the podcast, I asked this question to everybody. How old are you?
Excuse me? For all my friends, I'm 25, but in reality, I'm 41.
Okay, so 25.
No, I'm 41.
With the time you have now, with the time you have left, let's just assume that it's going to be a while or whatever, right?
I'm not leaving over 100.
With the time you have left, how do you view the time that you have left?
Oh my God, I'm so passionate about this. I feel like this is, for sure, this year is going to change everything because we're going to get, all the paperwork done with the
501c finally.
Yes,
We've
finally,
been waiting
the
patiently.
501c. So everything's going to change. So now with this year, since it's going to be more, I feel like we're going to have more resources to help the community. So I feel this is going to be huge. I feel that it's going to be even international. We're going to be able to help here in our community, but we're going to be helping international. And it's going to be so big that we're going to need a lot of help.
Yes,
and you're going to be super busy. Oh, yes, we need sponsors. Please. Now, after the 501c, everything is deductible. Just a commercial.
That's awesome. Okay, well then, guys, we shall see you next time on the sesh. Peace out. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
It's a rap treat. We're bringing you the rhymes. We're bringing you the flow. Hip hop revolution. Everywhere we go, shake your body, move your feet, join the crew. Feel the heat from New York to LA. We're spreading the sound. Joshua Moroles Podcast, where the hype is found.